When we see necessity, we are talking about something that needs to be done. English uses modal verbs must, have to, and need to express necessity and obligation. In Kazakh, necessity can be expressed by complex forms using modal words such as керек, тиіс, which means necessary or needed, together with an infinitive. In this video, we learn how to express necessity in Kazakh. Necessity in Kazakh is expressed by a complex form in which the verb is in the infinitive form u plus modal words керек, тиіс, or қажет, all of which mean needed or necessary. In this case, the subject who is obliged to do something is in the dative case. For instance, бізге концертке бару керек. We must go to the concert. Саған не істеу керек? What do you need to do? Оларға қазақша үйрену керек. They have to learn Kazakh. These expressions are used to describe an expected or recommended behavior or expected circumstances. They can be used to give advice or to state social or ethical norms or behaviors, though without strong obligatory force. For instance, таңертең не істеу керек? What do you need to do in the morning? Бетті жуу керек, тісті тазалау керек. You have to wash your face and brush your teeth. Тағы не істеу қажет? What else do you have to do? Шашты тарау қажет, киімді кию қажет. You have to comb your hair and dress up. Содан кейін не істеу керек? What do you have to do afterwards? Содан кейін сабаққа бару керек. Then you must go to the class. Түсте тамақтың алдында не істеу тиіс? What do you have to do before lunch? Түсте тамақтың алдында қолды жуу тиіс. You must wash your hands before lunch. Содан кейін не істеу тиіс? What do you have to do afterwards? Содан кейін түскі асты ішу керек. Then you have to eat lunch. Ұйықтар алдында не істеу қажет? What do you have to do before sleep? Ұйықтар алдында жуыну қажет. You need to take a shower before sleep. If you want to say I need something, just add the modal words керек or қажет after the nouns. Please remind that you can't use the modal word тиіс after nouns. For example, маған кітап керек. I need a book. Маған қағаз, қалам және өшіргіш қажет. I need a paper, pen and an eraser. Оған не қажет? What does she or he need? Оған телефон керек. She or he needs a phone. Сендерге не қажет? What do you need? Бізге еш нәрсе қажет емес. We don't need anything. Negation is expressed by adding emis after the modal words керек, тиіс or қажет, or by simply substituting these modal words with қажетсіз. That means needless or unnecessary. For example, бізге бүгін сабаққа бару керек емес. We don't need to go to the class today. Келуің қажетсіз. You don't have to come. Саған өзіңді таныстыру керек емес. You don't need to introduce yourself. Ол жерге машинамен бару қажетсіз. You don't need to drive there. When referring to necessity in the past, the couple of verbs or auxiliary verbs болды or еді must be added after the modal words керек, тиіс or қажет. For instance, сол кезде маған Алматыға қайту керек болды. At that time, I had to go back to Almaty. Бізге ақша қажет еді. We needed money. Маған қазақ тілін үйрену қажет еді. I needed to learn Kazakh. Оған отбасын бағу керек еді. She or he had to feed his or her family. The verbal phrase тура кел can be used after the dative market infinitives to express a weaker necessity. Тура кел is a grammaticalized verbal phrase that contains an adverb тура, right, and the verb кел, to come. This phrase cannot be divided by any other element. The verb кел takes the third person ending and does not agree with the subject. The subject is either contextually understood or marked by the possessive suffix added to the infinitives. For example, жиынды күшінен қалдыруға тура келді. It was necessary to cancel the meeting. Алматыдан кетуімізге тура келді. We had to leave Almaty. What do you need to do today? Let us know in the comments section. I hope this video is useful for you and thank you for your watching. See you next time.